Hey Divi Nation, thank you for joining us in this live stream, and today I will show you how to create interchanging sticky questions for your next frequently asked questions design with Divi, and we'll also use the library layout pack. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure that you do. I've mentioned the link in the description below, and if you're not an Elegant Themes member yet, make sure that you check out Divi. I've mentioned the link to the product page where you can go ahead and discover everything for yourself. So without any further ado, let's get to it. All right, so let's start off by taking a quick look at the library layout pack, which we'll use within this live stream use case tutorial. So you can go to elegantthemes.com/layouts to see all of the layout packs that come with Divi for free. And you can scroll down until you come across the library layout pack to see for yourself whether or not you like it and if you want to use it. And you can click on whichever layout you want to see and click on the blue button which says View Live Demo. And this will redirect you to a live website where you can go ahead and discover all of the layouts without actually installing them on your website first. So you can just see for yourself what they look like across different screen sizes as well. And within this live stream tutorial, we're going to show you how to create interchanging sticky questions for your frequently asked questions design. And this is an approach that you can use on many kind of designs, and it really helps give that extra edge on desktop. So this effect only appears on desktop. It helps improve the user experience there, but on smaller screen sizes, everything will just remain the same. So you just have something extra on desktop without actually taking away from the mobile experience. So let's take a look at the outcome and you'll see for yourself. So over here on the left side, you can see that this text module, which is the question of the frequently asked questions design, moves to the bottom, and then the second question takes over. It moves to the bottom over here as well. Then the third one, and so forth and so on. And if you hover it, you get this kind of design as well. So this is a great way to just, create interaction with your visitors and just enhance your design. And it's also really easy to create with Divi, so we'll guide you through that. So first thing you will need to do is create a new page using one of the layout pack's layouts. But let's just take a quick look at the mobile experience as well. So over here, I have an iPhone 6 or 7 open, and you can see over here that everything just appears to be normal, but of course you can also modify all of these values for smaller screen sizes. All right, so let's get started. Again, as I mentioned, we'll need to create a new page, and I'll just go to my WordPress dashboard. Over here, I'll go to Pages, Add New. And I'm going to give my page a title. We'll place this on the contact page of our website, and then I'm going to enable the Divi Builder. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on YouTube or on Facebook. I will keep an eye on those. And you can also follow each and every step of this tutorial by going to the blog post, which I've mentioned in the description below. And there you will see everything that needs to be done, and you also get print screens that'll help you follow along really easily. So over here I'm going to go to the library layout pack. So I'll just scroll down again, select the contact page, and click on the green button that says use this layout. All right, so over here I have my layout, and I'm going to remove this section over here. So the frequently asked questions section, and I'm going to use a new section to place this kind of design in it. Let me just exit the responsive mode is there. So I'll just use one new section to create this. Let me just add that over here. All right, and I'm going to add a new row, and we're using a column structure with 2 columns. And then without adding any modules yet, I'll go to the sizing settings, and over here I'm going to allow the row to take up the entire width of the screen, And to do that, I'll enable use custom gutter width. I'll use a value of 1. I'll change the width to 100%, and same goes for the max width. And then I'm going to go to the spacing settings over here, and I'm going to remove the top and the bottom padding. So both rows over here, so all the rows that I add to my section will touch on the top and the bottom, so you can create this kind of interchanging effect. But also really important to mention, within the sizing settings, I'm going to enable the Equalize column heights. And this is really important because this will create some space in the first column. So over here in this first column, let me just go back to the first question. You can see that this moves up and down the first column, and this space that is created in this column comes from that option, enabling that option. So you're equalizing the heights of both columns. So if this column were to be smaller, the first would be 2. So it just compensates for that space, and it also gives this text module the space to move around freely, and then just stop wherever the column and the entire row stops. So definitely make sure that you enable this option over there, the Equalize column heights. It's really important. And you know, it's the same approach for any kind of design that you're creating using this technique. Always make sure that you equalize the column heights so the module will have enough space to move up and down. All right, so then we're going to open the column 1 settings, and I'm going to assign a background color. And I'm going to remove the background color and hover, or just change it into a white color. So then you'll get this kind of hover effect. So if someone just keeps their mouse over here and they're scrolling, as soon as they hover another question, it'll change its background into white. I like the effect. You can see for yourself if you want to use that too. All right, so I'm also going to go to the column 2 settings. And over here, we'll need some custom spacing settings. As you can notice on the screen, we have some spacing at the left, top, and the bottom of our column. And we'll just add that. So the values will be across different screen sizes. Let me get those values really quick for you guys. And I'm going to paste them. So it's 100 pixels for the top and the bottom, 100 pixels for the left and the right on desktop. And then on tablet, we have 50 pixels for each one of these options. And on phone, we have 50 pixels for the top and the bottom, and 30 pixels for the left and the right side. All right, so now we can add our modules. And let me just take a quick look to see if there's any questions in the meantime. I see some people are joining. Hi, welcome. I'm C. Henry and Lila on YouTube. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to add them over there. So let's add the text module to the first column over here. I'm just going to add the copy there too. So we'll use the heading 3 for the question, no, the heading 4 actually for the questions that we'll add. And you can just place them in the content box. We're also going to add a background color. It'll be a white background color, as you can see in design over here, just to highlight the question in the design. And then we'll go to the heading text settings. And we'll apply the following heading text settings. So the font weight is bold. We're using uppercase, center text alignment, 20 pixels for the text size, 1 pixel for the letter spacing, 1.5 EM for the line height. And then we'll go to the spacing settings and we'll create a bit of space for our module using padding. Right, so these are the values that we're using across all screen sizes. So it's 20 pixels for the top and the bottom, as well as for the left and right side. Now, another important step is adding a CSS class. And the reason why we're using a CSS class is to just make sure that we don't have to add code to each and every question that we add. We'll just add the CSS class and later on insert the sticky position code to our design. So what that basically will do is it will keep this module sticky in its container, which means it'll remain sticky in the column container. So the container of this module is the column. And since we've equalized the column height, there's free space over there for the module to move within its container. And we'll just need to add a line or two of CSS code to add that sticky effect to the design. And to do that, we'll need this CSS class. All right. Then we can move on to the second column. And over here, we're just going to add the answer to our question. So I'm just going to add some dummy text. And I'm going to make it match the layout pack that I'm using, which is the library layout pack, and change a bit of settings over here. So the font and the text line height. So I'm using 2 EM on desktop and tablet and 1.6 EM on phone. All right, and I'm also going to add some bottom padding because I'll add a text module. So I'll clone this text module, and I want to make sure that there's some space between this and the previous one. So I'll add some bottom margin. Then I'm going to clone this and remove the bottom margin. All right, so now we have our first sticky question, and if I go to the preview, this is what we get. So this isn't sticky yet because we still need to add the CSS code, but before we do that, I'm just going to clone the entire row up to as many times as I want, and I'm just going to zoom out over here to have a nice overview. So let me just do it 3 times, for instance. So I'm just going to clone the row, not the section, but the row. All right, so now I have 2 extra questions over here. And I'm going to change the column background colors. So the column 1 background colors of each duplicate. Really quick. Let me do that for this 3rd row here as well. And the only thing left to do, so of course you'll have to change the questions, I'll have a copy and stuff like that. But we'll also need to add the CSS code. I'm just going to zoom in again to add a new row to my design. I'll just use a regular 1 column row. Then I'm going to insert a code module and add the following lines of CSS code. So what we're doing is we're creating this sticky effect within its container, and we're also making sure that the module is 200 pixels from the top up. So that's the distance from the top to the module. And then I'm going to save my page and preview the design. All right, as you can see, really easy, but really effective as well. You can definitely create a lot of different designs with this kind of approach. Let me see if you guys have any questions. So I see people are from Korea, Colombia, West Africa. Welcome, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.